Now, one of the things that we are seeing coming from the markets is that quite a number of big investors have been saying that China is the way to go and put your money into. This is what big billionaires have been saying, like Ray Dalio, David Tepper. They've been saying China is offering, presenting an opportunity in terms of going there and buy their assets. This is shares like NEO or stocks like NEO. This is whatever you can invest in, especially stocks, because stocks, you know that the Chinese stocks have been beaten down quite sharply and they have not really recovered, whereas on the other side US stocks have been surging, and most US stocks right now, they are overvalued, meaning that those that are buying US stocks now, chances are some of the stocks which they are buying, they are a bit pricey, because PE ratio for some of the companies, I mean, I was seeing SoFi PE ratio yesterday, I think it's around 120 or close to 120 or around there, which is something that, man, when I think about that, I'm like, no, man, this stock, maybe chances are very high that it's overvalued, because it cannot have a PE ratio that high. Tesla cannot have a PE ratio of over 100 and it's fine. It is not fine. It therefore means most of the US stocks are overvalued. Now, the reason why I'm reminding you, I'm going back on that as well. Today, we read that Norway fund, which apparently manages Norway fund, which apparently manages around $1.8 trillion of investments, it's seeing an opportunity in China. As seen on the screen, notice that they are betting against US tech, but they are saying, unlike others, they would include buying China. So they want to buy Chinese stocks like NEO, which this is good news, man. This is a very big fund, $1.8 trillion fund in Norway, wants to start buying China. When I read this, I was like, man, this is good news, because we know one thing, that the more these billionaires, these big fund managers come and flocking in China, we're going to see stocks like NEO surging. We are going to start seeing short squeeze onto our favorite stocks like NEO, which is so good. I mean, when I read this article or saw this article coming from Bloomberg, I was just so excited, because right now you will know that there is more reasons that is giving these investors to go in and buy, of course, Chinese stocks like NEO. First of all, Chinese stocks, most of them are undervalued, if not all of them. Secondly, the Chinese government wants to stimulate the economy by introducing, of course, a big stimulus. We read about the $1.4 trillion which China want to spend, or want to make sure that they take it into their economy and make sure that, of course, it revives, it recovers their economy, which is something that is great. I mean, we have discussed last week about the GDP figures that came in for December, which shows already positive signs to say that the stimulus might be working, where we saw GDP figures coming at 5.4% when analysts or investors were expecting a 5% GDP growth onto China. This shows you, or it is showing us, that China is growing faster than what analysts are expecting. Chinese economy is growing at a much faster pace than that which investors, analysts are expecting, which is always good. And these are some of the reasons why you will see time and again fund managers, billionaires saying that they are going to China. They are going to buy stocks in China, because what we are seeing right now in the US, some of the stocks, if not most stocks, they are overvalued. There's not much opportunity, especially in growth stocks or in tech stocks in the US market or in the US based companies, because they've been rolling, they've been surging for quite some time, and the PE ratios, if you just check their valuation, it's just so crazy, man. I think I saw what is this, Palantir PE ratio is 388. I mean, can you imagine that? How did we get here? So, but anyways, I'm not here to discuss about Palantir. I'm not here to discuss about SoFi, Tesla, and the others. All I'm trying to bring to your attention is that there's not much opportunities into US tech stocks, but on the other hand, or on the other side, Chinese stocks are offering massive opportunities, which means that those that are investing onto Chinese equities right now, when we get the short squeeze, when the market in China recovers, companies like NEO are going to make a short squeeze, and those that are investing onto NEO, loading the boat onto Alibaba, Xpeng, Bilibili, and others, JD.com, they are going to be rewarded, because investors are flocking into China. Investors are taking their money into China, which this news of this 1.8 trillion dollar fund saying that they are going to buy Chinese equities, it is something that is just so great. It's amazing, and it tells us that if they are preparing to go buy, you and me, it's a no-brainer that we should be buying also Chinese equities, because that's where the opportunities are. I did say Ray Dalio has said the same thing. David Tepper has said the same thing. Other big financial institutions have said the same thing, to say that China is the one that is presenting the opportunity. And I'm telling you, investors are going to flock in there. And before you know it, before you are still preparing to buy Chinese equities like NEO, I'm telling you, one day there will be a short squeeze that will take place in Chinese equities, and it will never come down again, because this stock, like I said, they've been beaten down for quite some time, and therefore it is high time that we see a recovery coming onto the Chinese stocks like NEO. It is high time that we get to see a recovery into these stocks or Chinese equities like Alibaba, because they've been beaten down sometime. I mean, for a company like Alibaba, this is the second company that I love the most in China because of the valuation. It's just so crazy, man. I mean, yes, we talk about these other US tech stocks being overvalued, having a ridiculous PE ratios, but Alibaba on the other side, man, their PE ratio is 17.8. This is the kind of PE ratio you see on value stocks, not on growth stocks, which therefore shows you, or just has to show you, that this is where the opportunity is at. Chinese stocks, it's where the opportunity is at, and those that are taking the, of course, funds there shall be rewarded. These billionaires are not crazy. These fund managers are not crazy. They see an opportunity in China, and guess what? They are going to buy China, which is something that will revive stocks like NEO, and those that are taking the low trading prices opportunities will definitely be rewarded with time. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. I think we need to brace ourselves for what's coming. I am happy. I am excited. NEO yesterday finished the day trading up 2.3% at $4.28. Today, I'm going to buy. I told you, I'm going to see what I can and load the board, because I know it's a no-brainer that we are going to most definitely be rewarded with time. So do your own due diligence. These are just my opinions. If you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do. I'll see you in my next video, and God bless you all.